Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of In Our Own Voices with Voices of Color, Youth of Color advocate Shevon Torres. Shevon Torres is a single mother from South Jersey and an organizer for Black Lives Matter, as well as being the youth advocate on CB Voices of Color chapter. She has been involved in activism for many years and has dedicated her life towards the liberation of upliftment of Black and Brown people. Shevon is here today with her son Cameron, and they're going to be talking to us about the issue of activism as far as it concerns youth of color and its intersection with racism. Welcome, Shevon, and welcome, Cameron. Happy to have you here today.
Thank you for being here. Well, hello to everybody again. Of course, you know who I am. But this beautiful melanated person here is my son, Cameron. And I wanted to do this because he is so dope. I love him so much. I'm trying not to be too mushy. My son has been also a part of BLM with us and did a lot of work. Do you want to talk a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Cameron. 19. Finally graduated from school, thankfully. Thank you. I don't know. I've seen my mom in this Black Lives Matter stuff for quite a while now, and when I first saw it, it was kind of iffy. But then I saw how passionate she was about it and the changes that she was doing, and I was really proud of her. And I always wanted to kind of do something like that myself. So when I saw that my mom was doing it, that was such an inspiration. I was like, I'm gonna hop on it and get that with her for as long as I can. And yeah.
All right, today it's going to be a little different because everybody so used to be talking and clapping and like, you do this. Today I'm going to give the floor to my son who is a youth because this is based on the youth. So why not have somebody that is part of the youth that actually does this work be a part of it? We can do a little question and answering thing with Cameron. In fact, Cameron, let's start to talk about your trip to Houston. Why did you go to Houston? What was the purpose and your experience?
I went to Houston for the hurricane revive, helping with the cleanup and stuff like that. Originally, my mother was supposed to go, but she wasn't feeling too good. So they worked out a way for me to go in her place, which was awesome. It was great. So we got, a bunch of people, got in a van, just drove all the way down to Texas, which was a long drive, but it was fun being with a bunch of Black people, just it was awesome, it was just a great experience. Once we got down to Texas, it was kind of heartbreaking seeing the wreckage that the hurricane put on them, and it was even more heartbreaking seeing, the higher up communities were looking just as they were before, and then the more lower ones were marginalized communities, were more, just damaged and, wasn't getting helped at all whatsoever. So it felt great being able to go down and help people in need and just be there for somebody. I always wanted to be that person to help and just be that, just be that go-getter. So it was, I thank my mom almost every day for giving me that chance to go down there and help, and it was great. It was just great.
Okay. So when you was in Houston, where did you stay at in Houston?
It was a Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice place, like a little townhome type, area.
Okay. Now, you went down of your own free will to Houston.
Yes.
To help people, correct?
Yes.
And help clean up the wreckage from the hurricane.
Yes.
When you were doing the cleaning, did you see any other people like from FEMA or Red Cross at the areas you were in?
No, I didn't see anybody at all. The only people I saw out there working were the people that I came down with. And we were all over the place, helping and working, but I didn't see no one else at all.
And the areas you were working in, were they Black and Brown communities?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let everybody mind you, he was not being paid. He was there of his own volition, down to help others. Now, talk about your experience at the Airbnb and what happened.
It was it was okay at first. You know, it's a nice little area, and I guess it became a issue with some neighbors that were across the hall from where we were staying at. They were saying we were being loud and obnoxious and keeping them up late at night. So we were just kind of hanging out one night after working, and we had a knock on the door, and it was policemen, and they had probably say about 4 or 5 cop cars deep. And they were sitting here basically harassing us because of what the neighbors were saying. I personally didn't really have an interaction with the police, but the people that were talking to them, the police were very rude, and the neighbors were out there, yelling and screaming at us, and the policemen wouldn't restrain them or tell them they have to go in the house and so we can speak our piece. And it was just a lot of confliction, and it was just kind of really opened my eyes, because I haven't really had a lot of racist interactions until I went down to Texas, and it really opened my eyes, and it just kind of showed me like you got to watch out, and I gotta definitely watch out being a big black man as I am. My mom tells me that every day, and for a while it was just like nah, she doesn't know what she's talking about, but seeing and hearing some of the things that are going on in my own experiences now, I can see that she knows exactly what she's talking about.
Okay, what was your first feeling when the cops showed up?
Originally it was just kind of like, whoa, why are they here? Just more wondering. Then once I kind of heard what was going on, it was more just like, why are they still here? After we figured out what the issue was and we explained our piece, there really shouldn't have been much left to do or left to say, but they were there for, say over an hour, just talking and just going on and on about the same things over and over again that really didn't matter, and it wasn't really part of even the situation of why they were even called out.
Did you do you think your race played a role?
Definitely did. We had a house full of black people versus a house full of white people, and all the cops were white, and it was just like when it wasn't just, it was a house full of big black people. We were all people that was hardworking. We were tired, so we just we weren't at our best for sure. But even that, it's still, they just kind of looked at us as just a house full of black people, and these white people were saying that we were being destructive, and that's just what they believe.
Now, was it explained to them that you guys were there to help with the cleanup efforts?
Yes, we did explain to them. That was one of the first things we explained to the police officers.
And what were their reactions to that?
They seemed to have little care. Just, they just kind of pushed it off, just made it seem like, it wasn't, they didn't really matter. It really didn't matter to them.
Okay. Well, we got about 5 more minutes or so. So let's talk about something a little happier. What was the feeling you got when you were able to help these families down in Houston?
It was awesome. We actually met up with a couple of families, and it was just awesome. It was kind of crazy seeing how nice people down in Texas were, considering the trauma they just went through. They were so nice. We had families offering us dinner and just offering to help us with not only their house but other houses and stuff like that. And it made me feel good, because I knew every day when we left, we made a difference in somebody's life. And it just helped, and it just made me feel a little better about myself. I go back and I tell people the story all the time about how it just felt, seeing the smiles on people's faces, and just hearing the thanks and all that type of stuff just made me really feel good.
And what advice would you give other young people your age that's interested in being an activist or doing things as far as activism or dealing with racism? What advice would you give them?
Do it. They just do it. Get in there and let your voice be heard. That's all you really can do. And it's the people that stand up and that do it are the ones making the difference. You're sitting back and just kind of watching. You're sitting back and watching. You got to be the one to stand up and say something, do something.
Isn't he dope, y'all? Don't you just love him? Don't you just love him? Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate you taking time out your busy day to come speak to Mama. And guess what? Yes, he still talks to his mama. 19 years old, grown man. He still talks to his mama. So, I want to thank you. And is there anything else you want to leave anybody that's watching? Anything about you or about the work, or any other advice you want to give them?
Only the advice you got, if you're going to come and you're going to do the work, you got to be ready to work. You can't come and just be there for the name, say, oh, well, I'm part of Black Lives Matter, whatever the case is, and you're not really doing anything. You got to be there to do the work, and then the fun and happiness comes a little bit afterwards.
All right, y'all. I really appreciate you guys coming out here to listen and hear. And it's my son, and he's so great. I'm such a proud mama, and I'm gonna bash. I just love it. I'm gonna embarrass him. I had to do it. I apologize, but yes. If you look, my son, I'm so proud of him, and I'm sure that you guys are proud of your child. But my son. But thank you so much. Until next time, take care. Bye.